Yes, a very good evening, Zimbabwe. You are listening to Studio 7 from the Voice of America on Monday, August 23rd, 2021. And this is Live Talk. My name is Chris Gande.
And I'm Marvelous Mhlanganya, who are broadcasting from my home in Washington, D.C. due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yes, like Marvelous said, we would like to inform our listeners that because of the coronavirus pandemic, tonight on the live talk, we are not able to give you our usual show since we are broadcasting from our home.
And the live talk goes out to Zimbabwe on the 909 medium wave frequency and on the 4930 and 15460 kilohertz shortwave Monday through Friday at 8 p.m.
And on the internet, you can get us on www.voazimbabwe.com and www.voashona.com and of course www.voandebele.com.
Thanks for joining us. You're listening to Studio 7. We're here on Live Talk, which we're broadcasting from our homes. We are talking today about the inauguration of the new Zambian leader, Hakainde Hichilema, after a landslide victory which happened 2 weeks ago.
President Emmerson Mnangagwa and opposition MDC Alliance leader Nelson Chamisa have both been invited to the inauguration tomorrow.
But first, let's take a look at the COVID-19 situation, giving you the latest information of the updates coming in from the Ministry of Health in Zimbabwe.
As of 22 August 2021, Zimbabwe had recorded 122,652 positive cases, including 106,810 recoveries and 4,249 deaths. To date, a total of 2,312,000 people have been vaccinated against COVID-19.
And the country says it needs to vaccinate nearly 10 million people for it to get herd immunity. And according to the latest figures, 13 deaths were recorded and 165 people testing positive for the virus yesterday.
Yes, Marvelous Zulugandaba siyadibana njalo kuhlelo lo live talk igama lami nguChris Gande. Lamhlanje ke silendaba ezimbili ezimqoka esizikhangeleyo. Siyaqala ke ngendaba yansuku zonke, indaba yegciwane le coronavirus. Siyabona ukubana sokulabantu abedlula bona 122,652 asebetholakale bele coronavirus. Solokhu leli gciwane laqala ngomnyaka odluleyo. Sizakhangela njalo lo daba lweZambia, eZambia lapho okugcotshwa khona umongameli omutsha umnumzana Hakainde Hichilema. Siyazi ukubana umongameli Emmerson Mnangagwa kunye nomnumzana Nelson Chamisa labo bakhonale banxusiwe. Marvelous.
Chirongwa tinokuchingamidza ine mufaro pano pachirongwa chedu che-live talk chatiri kukupai nemusi wemuvhuro August 23, 2021. Titarisa isu kuti nhasi tine zvakawanda zvatiri kukupakurirai, asi nyaya iripo huru inyaya yezvatiri kuona zviri kuitika munyika yeZambia, umo takaona vhiki rino rapfuura tichiona vebato rinopikisa vemuzambia vachiwanikwa ivo vachikunda, uyezve vakawanikwa ivo vachikoka kumabiko avo mangwana mutungamiri wenyika vaEmmerson Mnangagwa uyezve nemutungamiri webato rinopikisa vaNelson Chamisa. Saka vazhinji vakatarisa kuti zvii zvichabuda zvatichaona zviri kubuda kubva ikoko kuZambia, tichiona kuti pari zvino pane nyika zvakare dzawanikwawo dzichikokwa dzakadai seMalawi nedzimwewo. Totarisa zvakare kuti veMalawi tatonzwa kuti pari zvino vawanikwa ivo vachifamba mutungamiri wenyika iyoyo nemumwe wavo anova iye anowanikwa iye achiita bato rinopikisa, vachienda vese vakabatana kumabiko iwaya. Saka zvizhinji zvatichange tiri kutarisa ipo pano, tichitarisa kuti kumabiko kwava Hakainde Hichilema vachave ivo mutungamiri weZambia, tobva tati haticharamba tienderera mberi nekuti tabva tatsikwa panapa nevari kuzambia ikoko nekuti tinoziva kuti network inotinetsei kuzambia. Saka tichange tiri kuda kunyatsonzwa kubva kuna mukoma vari kuzambia ikoko vanomirira bato reMDC Alliance vaGift Siziba varipo pano, asi tinoona kuti network yavo iri kuenda ichidzoka. But tinoda kunyatsonzwa kuti zvakamira sei. Mutungamiri webato ravo vaNelson Chamisa vatosvika here, uyezve kuti zvichange zvakamira sei mangwana pachaitwa ipo mabiko. Tine zvakare vanyarikane vanobvawo kune mamwe mapato akadai seZANU-PF. Tina Dr. Masimba Mavhasa vari pano nesu, saka tichange tiri kunzwa zvakare kubva kwavari ivavo kuti zvakamira sei. Tisingakanganwi kuti munyika pari zvino mune denda ranetsa reCovid-19, uyezve tinoona kuti uwandu hwevanhu vari kubayiwa iwo nhomba idzi dzeCovid-19 uri kuti kwirei pari zvino. Bazi rezveutano richitaura iro kuti pane vanhu vabayiwa nhomba idzi vanotodaudzira vakuda kusvika 2 million vabayiwa nhomba idzi, uyezve vachitaura ivo kuti shuviro yavo ndeyekuti vanhu vanobayiwa nhomba idzi vasvika ivo pa10 million kuitira kuti pawanikwe ipo paine yavanoti ivo herd immunity. Saka ndo zvatichange tiri kukurukura ipo pano, tichida kunyatsonzwa kuti zvakamira sei zvinhu kuZambia uko, uyezve zvii zvatingatarisire mangwana apo tichaona mutungamiri wenyika yeZimbabwe vaEmmerson Mnangagwa vari pamwe chete pamabiko iwaya. Paine zvakare mutungamiri webato rinopikisa remuZimbabwe riguru reMDC Alliance vaNelson Chamisa. Saka tichange tiri kukurukura pamusoro penyaya idzodzi tichiona kuti zvakamira sei kunzvimbo iyoyi yeZambia. Asi sekutaura kwatiri kuita kuti network yekuZambia inotinetsei, saka tichangoramba tichiedza kuti tione kuti tingabata here vaSiziba kuti vawanikwe vanova ivo mukuru wevechidiki, nekuti tinoona kuti muZambia umo vechidiki ndo vakaita zvidavadavo zvinonzi izvo ndo zvakazosakisa kuti bato rakawanikwa iro richikunda riwanikwe richikunda munzvimbo iyoyi. Saka ndo zvinhu zvatichange tiri kukurukura nazvo ipo pano, tienderera mberi tichiona kuti kwamuri ikoko kwakamira sei, tichitarisa isu nyaya yedenda rechirwere cheCovid-19 nezvimwewo. Asi ndiri kuona kuti mumwe wangu Chris Gande ari kufona pari zvino, regai tinzwe kuti zvakamira sei. Hello. Okay. So what do you want me to do? Okay. Hello.
Now I think it's working now. Okay. Good to hear. We have our guests here. Let's put them up. We have Moses Phyllis Banda. Dr. Mavaza is here too. And Ostalos was here and is here and coming, and now is here. I don't know what's wrong with the network in Zambia. There could be some, but apparently if Vusumus is in Zambia, then I don't know what the problem is.
I think let's start with Mr. Siziba so that we can let him go. And he says he's submitting. Okay, so you go ahead and align it the way you see fit, and I'll try and get Mr. Siziba.
Let me see if I can get him up. There he is. What? He can't, you know, I'm trying to get them up and say, I think there's something wrong with this. Oh, here is Dr. Mavaza. We might have to start with him because apparently I don't know what's wrong with this machine, but I'll get everything in order while we talk to Dr. Mavaza. Dr. Mavaza, welcome to the show. Oh, let me unmute you. You're on mute. Okay, welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you, Chris, and thank you, Mav.
Thank you.
Listeners.
Dr. Mavaza, tiri kuona kuti mutungamiri wenyika vaEmmerson Mnangagwa vawanikwa ivo vachikokwa watingati mabiko achange ari kuZambia mangwana. Muri kuona seimi sevanomiririra veZANU-PF kana hurumende?
Chekutanga ndechekuti panongobva mutungamiriri wenyika pachipinda mumwe panoitwa mutambo kana watingati mabiko kana kuti mutambo unonzi pachirungu uya inauguration ceremony. iyi ceremony inongoratidza kana chingori chiratidzo chekuti basa rava kutanga mumaoko emunhu mutsva. Magadzirirwo anoitwa mutambo weceremony uyu unoitirwa kuti dzimweni dzenguva kunyange ari mumwe chete mupurezidendi iyeye aramba ari pachigaro asina kubva ahwina maelections, anongoitwa futi inauguration. Saka inauguration inongoitwa pakupera kwetemu kana kwemukana wakazodzwa kuti ndo unofanirwa kutongwa nemunhu anenge avhoterwa. So zvatinoona pano zvekuti muenzaniso unokosha unoratidza upenyu hutsva hwehurumende itsva inenge yakupinda mushure mekunge yekutanga yapedza makore ayo mubasa. Kuinvite kana kukokwa kwemukuru wehurumende weZimbabwe chinhu chagara chakatarisirwa kuti vavakidzani vanokokana kumabiko, kumitambo, uyezve kune vanokokwa vasiri vavakidzani vanobva kudzimwe nyika. KuAmerica vakakokwa asi kune delegation yakatumwa, saka every head of state anokokwa. Dzimwe nyika dzinongotumira vamiririri venyika dzavo vanenge varimo, but nekuti isusu kudyidzana kwedu neZambia because tiri musadhiki tese, zvakaonekwa zvakakosha kuti mutungamiriri wenyika akokwe. Chembiri, pane nyaya ndingoti bate mbikana nekuti vakabva vakokawo nemutungamiriri webato rinopikisa vanonzi vachamisa kuti vanga varipo kumutambo wemangwana. Zvinowanikwa zvinoitika izvozvo kuti mutungamiriri wehurumende mutsva anenge ari kupinda ane shamwari dzake dzaanokoka. Mapresidents enyika anoakoka nekuti zviri pamutemo kuti avakoke. Vanopikisa dzimwe nyika anovakoka nekuti inonzi courtesy pachirungu kuti avakoke kana vachinge vane ukama vakabvira kure. But ndakati tichingoti vanhu vasazonyanya kutaura kwananga ndiri kunzwa musocial media kwevanhu vasina kunyatsonzwisisa. Malawi neBotswana mapresidents avo akakoka vega vanopikisana muhurumende dzavo kuti vafambe pamwe chete vachienda vese kuZambia. Zvinoitwa zvekuti kana mutungamiriri webato rinopikisa asina kukokwa nenyika iri kuita mutambo, zviri kwaari mutungamiriri wenyika yakokwa kuti adaidzewo mutungamiriri anopikisa. But hazvinoti akasadaidza hazviratidze kuti haasi democratic kana vakavengana. Zvinongoreva kuti kana wakokwa kumutambo haukwanisi kukoka wako unless kana pane imwe nzira yaungaita kuti wauroda kuti auye anga aripo. But tinoona zvinokosha zvikuru kuti vamunangagwa mangwana vanenge vakagara panzvimbo imwe chete navachamisa. Vagara vanogara vese muparliament, vaimbogara vese vanotaudzana, and chamisa aimbouyawo kumabiko ehurumende. Saka hachisi chinhu chitsva kuti chamisa navamunangagwa vanga vari panzvimbo imwe chete nguva imwe chete vane chinangwa chimwe chete.
Tanga tina vaOstanislaus Siziba vanga vari pano, asi ndofunga network yavo iri kuenda ichidzima, but tichaedza kuti tinzwewo kubva kwavari vatoriko ikoko kuZambia kuti kwakamira sei pari zvino, tichiona zvamataura izvi. Chris.
Oh, I was on mute. Anyway, I was saying there's something wrong with Mr. Siziva's line. I don't know, he's on and off. Right now he's off, but he was on. So meanwhile, I think we'll get Mr. Vusumuzi Sifile Sibanda to give us an update of what the situation is like down there in Lusaka, Zambia. Welcome to the show. Oh.
And good evening to your viewers or listeners.
Thank you so much. Yes. Can you give us an update of what the situation is like down there in Lusaka? What is the situation like right now?
Yeah, I think there is a lot of excitement. People are so much looking forward to the inauguration of Mr. Hakainde Hichilema tomorrow as the 7th President of the Republic of Zambia. We have seen a lot of preparatory activities, but we've also seen a number of ordinary citizens, some of them taking some really interesting measures or steps to participate in the inauguration. We had one guy who he cycled from Chipata, which is about 600 kilometers from Lusaka, just to attend the inauguration tomorrow. And then we have had about 2 people so far, at least those that we have confirmed, who walked from like some 130 something kilometers from Chikankata just to attend the inauguration. So I think when you look at such actions, it just gives you an idea of the level of excitement that is currently prevailing. Otherwise, we have also seen communication showing that there is quite a number of heads of state from neighboring and other countries, of course, including Zimbabwe, like you mentioned in your opening remarks. And of course, we have Comrade Ostalos here, who is part of the delegation for Mr. Nelson Chamisa. And
Maybe,
I think
Mr. Sibanda, let's just give a chance to Mr. Osalo so that we can hear a little bit before it drops off, because its network doesn't seem to be bad. Can you give us an update on what the situation is like there for your party, the MDC Alliance?
Thank you. Can you confirm you can hear me?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
okay.
can.
Thank you. Revolutionary greetings, compatriots.
I'm hoping that we can get him back. I'm not sure whether it is network or our technical team here. Go
Can you hear
ahead.
me?
Yes.
Thank you. I greet you once again in the name of Active Solidarity. We're in Zambia. The situation is tranquil. The citizens are enthusiastic to participate in the inauguration that ushers in a democratic breakthrough, particularly within the demographic dividend of those between the ages of 18 and 35, popularly known globally as the millennials, were a key and a vital player of the electoral victory of Comrade President HH. There is also excitement within the entire body politic across the political divide amongst young people, who also believe that is an opportunity for Zambia to usher in new politics, to usher in also a new culture democratically, to ensure that there is an agenda to transform the concrete realities of Zambia. So it's exciting also for us as members of the opposition and young people in particular, waiting for the peoples before anyone else to also arrive to ensure that they participate in the inauguration of a fellow Democrat, because this represents a new chapter in the federation, a new chapter in the region, and equally a new democratic culture in Africa.
What would you say, as the youth, you have learned from what you're seeing in Zambia? Can this happen in Zimbabwe?
Sorry, can you come again?
What have you learned as the youth leader of the opposition there in Zambia? Can you see something similar happening in Zimbabwe?
Without a doubt, elections are a scientific process, and I think that there are a number of lessons that we've learned, but so far there is clarity after our conversations with the comrades that it is without a doubt that young people were central in this election, and in Zimbabwe it's equally so, because those who are within the major demographic group in the current ZEC voter registration are young people. So it is clear for me that young people are going to play a very key and central role in the next election. Part of the lessons we have learned is that young people bear the moral, political, and revolutionary responsibility to defend the ballot, that there is no way in the African continent where the dictator fails to attempt to manipulate the people's vote. So it is key and important to understand that young people play the pivotal role to defend the vote. Secondly, I think that it is clear also that there was massive turnout of voters. So one of the lessons we have learned is also that young people must register to vote and turn out and vote, because it's one thing to register and another to cast the vote on the ballot. Thirdly, is to ensure that we remain within the allowed vicinity within and around the polling stations as part and parcel of the process, to ensure that there is no attempt to manipulate the will of the people. Fourthly, it is clear also to me that there is attempt always to instill fear, where detectors use harvest of fear to try and deter and petrify vulnerable communities. So the young people also bear the responsibility to protect and safeguard and defend vulnerable communities against harvest of fear used by the dictators as per the dictators' manual. So for me, there are a lot of lessons, and the process of learning is going to be a huge process if we are to usher in a democratic breakthrough in Zimbabwe.
Vasiziba tinoona mutori imomo muZambia pari zvino vachamisa vatosvika here, uyezve imi sebato reMDC Alliance zvakakosha sei kuti vakakokwa kumabiko aya?
Chatiri kuona ndechekuti vachamisa vakakokwa kuNamibia kuuya vachimirira hurumende iri kuuya kuZimbabwe yavachange vachitungamira. Vari kusvika manje muZambia tichameka sure kuti nyika dzese dzinomuona mukuru wenyika achisvika. Zvinotiratidza kuti ma-movements edemocracy munyika dzese anofanira kuva nesolidarity with each other kuti paite rusununguko, paite democracy munyika dzakasiyana-siyana. Saka zvakakosha kwatiri sevechidiki kuti timire nemacomrades ari kuZambia nemacomrades munyika dzese kuti paite democracy muZimbabwe nemuAfrica yese.
Uyezve zvii zvamadzidza sevechidiki pane zvamaona ikoko kuZambia zvingaitike here kuZimbabwe?
Tadzidza kuti hurumende inogona kubviswa tichishandisa ballot box, nekuti kuno kuZambia lungu akabviswa nekuvhota. Chechipiri tadzidza kuti vechidiki ndo vanofanira kumirira makodzero vachimirira macommunities ese kuti paite rusununguko, uye tadzidza kuti vechidiki ndo vanofanira kuti vamire vachidefenda vhoti inenge yakastwa neruzhinji rwese. Nezvakawanda zvatadzidza pakufamba zvinotiratidza kuti zveshuwa muZimbabwe mugore ra2023 tinofanira kuti tihwine sarudzo isu sevechidiki.
Aiwa, thank you so much, Chris.
Yes, Mr. Siziba, can you ungasitshela nje ngolimi lwesiNdebele ukuthi umumo unjani khona ngapho eZambia?
Ya sikubona ukuthi ke kule njabulo enkulu eZambia abatsha basebenza kakhulu ukuthi kubeke lenkululeko ekona namhlanje. Thina njengabatsha kulokunenge esikufundileyo esiza kusebenzisa ukubana ke nxa sezimbabwe sibe lezifundo ezitshiyeneyo ukuze ke lathi sibe lenkululeko epheleleyo esithi yona i-democratic dispensation ngesilungu.
Kahle kahle ungasitshela ngamafitshane ukuthi kuyini elikufundileyo liza kusebenzisa kukhetho lweZimbabwe?
Oqala esikufundileyo ukuthi ke kusobala ukuthi ke ama-dictator akwanisa ukukhitshwa sisebenzisa ke ukhetho. Kwesibili njalo sifundile ukubana abatsha yibo kufanele ukuthi bebeke bethungamela uhlelo lokuthi ke abantu bevota njalo. Okwesithathu sifunde ukuthi abatsha kufanele ukuthi bengavota beme ke kuma-polling station ukuze ke bemeke sure ukuthi akula ke kutshontshwa ukwenzayo okwenketho.
Manje wena nxa ukhangele khonoko okwenzakala eZambia, eZimbabwe kuyenzakala yini njengoba siyasibone abantu ikakhulu lina bebandla eliphikisayo likhala ngokuthi liyancindezelwa liyehluleka ukuthi litshengisele lokunye okunjalo?
Sifunde kakhulu kubana ke kwakula ndawo lapho kungancindezelwa khona, kuvala imigwaqo, ulunge vala ukuthi u-echeche imigwaqo abantu bebotshwa njengalokho sikwenzayo kwele Zimbabwe. Kodwa ke kunjalo abantu abanjengamasotsha lamapolisa balesikhathi abafika khona abantu bemela abantu. So uqakathekileyo ukubana make sure ukuthi silabantu abaningi abame lathi ukuze ukhetho ke olwabantu ke lurecognize ngalabo ke abangazama ukumisa uhlelo.
Hayi kulungile, kodwa ungakakukhiphi lapho ungasitshela ukuthi umongameli webandla likhangelela ukuthi uyabuya nini khona ngapha eZambia?
Sikhangelela ukuthi umongameli uyafika ke manje oqala sifuna ukuthi uqale kubuye ke abangaphansi kwakho ukenzela ukuthi into ze-protocol zikanjiswe kuhle. Nxa sebesifikile besizatshela ke umongameli njalo sesibonile ukuthi isimo hayi sihle kakhulu ukuthi umongameli ekwanisa ukuhamba njengoba eseduze engangena ke ngesikhathi esifitshane ukuthi ke kusasa ngo-9 o'clock ebe khona ku-program.
Marvelous.
Maybe before we take on Mr. Mavaza, we saw that some of the country leaders of, I think it's Malawi, are going to the inauguration with their presidents. What's your take, Mr. Siziba?
Thank you very much. It reflects for me as a Zimbabwean that elections in Zimbabwe, unlike in any other parts of the world, have left the society divided than united, wherein we've been stuck in this binary, toxic political division, wherein there is lack of political tolerance within and amongst political parties, in particular the MDC and ZANU-PF. I think that it would have been impossible for Emerson to drive or to fly in the same flight with President Advocate Nelson Chamisa, because he unleashed men and women in military fatigue to take over the headquarters. He unleashed the judiciary on the democratic alternative and gave a constitutional delinquent, Douglas Monzora, to be the leader of the MDC and cause havoc and chaos, rendering the parliament of Zimbabwe incapable and incapacitated to perform its constitutional mandate, which is to make the law. You would agree with me that the parliament in Zimbabwe is defunct thanks to ZANU-PF and Emerson Mnangagwa. You would know that it would have been impossible and difficult for Emerson to be in the same flight with President Chamisa, because he unleashed the military and quasi-security apparatus on the young people of the political party that he leads. He has used the courts to ban the MDC in Zimbabwe, and it would have been impossible for MDC, a party that has been banned by Emerson Mnangagwa, to have his leader being in the same flight with Emerson. Also, it would have been
I think we've lost Mr. Sisiba there. Dr. Mabaza, if you can give us your take on what Mr. Sisiba of the MDC Alliance was saying over there.
Thank you. I think the problem people must understand is the opposition MDC Alliance have a great problem. They actually believe any failure of them, they want to apportion it on ZANU-PF. If it doesn't rain, they blame ZANU-PF. They've lost elections since 1980. Since when they were formed in 1998 up to now, they've lost elections. This has nothing to do with the president of Zimbabwe, Emerson Mnangagwa, neither has something to do with ZANU-PF. The people of Zimbabwe speak every 5 years, and they've spoken and they've put ZANU-PF as the ruling party, and it is ruling party until 2023. And in 2023, ZANU-PF is looking forward to win the elections again. The MDC is very popular in towns, and we know that. But as you have seen that in 2018 elections, some seats in towns were claimed back by ZANU-PF. It is not that we used threat, fear, or anything. It was free and fair elections. So in other words, for everybody to celebrate the neighbor's victory by insulting his own country and by blaming their own failure on their country, it's a shame. But furthermore, the fact that the other two presidents of Malawi and Botswana are coming together with their opposition leaders. I've explained this before. The opposition of Malawi and the opposition of Botswana were not invited officially by Zambia, but they were invited by their presidents. So there was no need for our president to invite Chamisa, because Chamisa was already invited by Zambia. So it is not our duty either, because if Chamisa is going, there has not been invited in his official capacity representing Zimbabwe. He is representing his party. So it is his party which must finance his trip. But if he was going for a national duty, the nation would have sponsored his trip. Then furthermore, the fact that the elections have been won in Zambia, I want you to look into two things and two aspects. Number one, Zambia is in its fourth stage of change of leadership. From Kaunda, we've had 3 presidents, and HH is going to be the 4th president after Kenneth Kaunda, probably the 5th, the 4th. And again, we look at Zambia. Lungu was not from the original revolutionary party of Kenneth Kaunda, the UNIP. Lungu had his own party. So the defeat of Lungu, who had only served 1 term and 1 year, does not mean that democracy has spread all over. Zimbabwe has always been democratic, and we have won democratically. There's nothing wrong in any other party to country to choose people they want. Yes, what we learn from Zambia, Mav, is that if you choose opposition, it will be kicked out after one term, like what has happened in Zambia. Lungu was opposition; he was kicked out after one term, and then.
But Mr. Dr. Mavaza, what's wrong with a government being kicked out after one term if they are not performing?
That exactly, you are kicked out if you are not performing. The fact that we are not kicked out after 8 terms is because we are performing. So ZANU-PF has been performing, that's why we are still there. Yes, we might have problems here and there, like any other country. It's not, ZANU-PF is not the only party which had stuck to power. The Democrats in America had stayed in power for 20 years in the 18th century up to 1932. In here in England, the Conservatives had stayed in power for 28 years before Labour took over. And again, 20 years when Margaret Thatcher took over until Tony Blair came. So any government, if it performs and if its people love it, it can live longer, as long as it does what people love. So what you need to do is to understand that ZANU-PF knows how to win elections. So winning elections does not translate to become a dictator. We don't win because of dictatorship. We win because the people love us. They love the party, and we are doing the best for the country. Whatever ZANU-PF does, it's in the best interest of the country. So anybody to celebrate.
Can I hold you a bit there? We heard Mr. Siziba saying that the relationship between President Mnangagwa and Nelson Chamisa is not that rosy. But you said before that it's not that bad. So what is it? Do you think that if President Mnangagwa had been invited, was he also going to do like the Botswana president to invite Chamisa?
Yes, he would have. There would be nothing wrong with that. And I can tell you, Chris, it is the wishful thinking of those in the opposition party membership to believe that President Chamisa and Nelson Chamisa and President Mnangagwa, their relationship is not rosy. No, they are of two opposing parties. But as human beings, they talk to each other. Even Chamisa refers to President Mnangagwa as my brother. And Mnangagwa refers to Chamisa as my little brother. So the relationship is not toxic, as this young man wants to believe. There are people who are young and very, very violent in their thinking, and they think that everything is violent. ZANU-PF does not hate a person on personal level. We fight a party on policy level. What I wanted to say, Chris, is that the changes in Zambia do not reflect a shift in policy. It's just the change of name. There is no shift in policy between the party of Lungu and the party of HH. They've got the same policies. Look at their campaign policies. The only reason why Lungu lost is two reasons. Number one, Lungu did not look after the youth during his power. And number two, Lungu had left the Chinese to run riot around the Zambians. And people become angry with Lungu's way of ruling. But otherwise, there is no economic or political change which will be brought in by this party. So you will see as we go in, and I will talk about this again a year from now, after probably 100 days of him in power, that there will be no change. So, but what we are saying is there is no war between Chamisa as a person and Mnangagwa as a person. He is not an animal. They talk on personal level. They address each other as brother and brother. So let us not create a problem where there's no problem.
Yeah, chimbobata yenyi papo tomboenda ku Zambia kwamuri Mr. Sibanda. Pari zvino mungati imi kwakamira sei, just give us again an update as to, you were talking about people are actually coming in, some cycling in, vamwe vari kuchovha mabhasikoro, vamwe vari kufamba kuti vaende kunoona va-HH vachigadzwa mangwana. Munoona sei zviri kuitika izvi? Takaona vachiti ivo inauguration kana kuti kugadzirwa kwavo kwavhurirwa munhu wese. Zvinorevei izvi?
Zvinoreva kuti wese akasununguka uye anokwanisa kuenda kuHeroes Stadium anogona kuenda mangwana. But of course we are aware kuti kune macards angachipiwa vanhu, meaning kuchava kune vanhu kune type 2 dzevanhu vamwe vachaenda nema VIP invitation cards, then veruzhinji vachangoenda, then I think as long as number ichange chingovatendera vachabvumidzwa kuti vapinde.
Ko panyaya iyi yedenda reCovid-19 pane zvataurwa here kuti zvinenge zvakamira sei?
So far tangonzwa kuti vanhu kwavanenge vachienda ku stadium vachange vachiita at least ku observe social distancing, munhu wese achange achitarisirwa kuti ange akapfeka mask, uyewo vanhu vanenge vasingatenderwi kuti vangobatana nokuita zvimwe zvingava expose muCovid.
Bata yenyu makadaro tomboenda kuna David Siampondo veMDC Alliance tokuchingamidzai pachirongwa vaSiampondo.
Thank you very much. Ndinotenda Marvelous.
Tiri kuona pari zvino muZambia umo mangwana muchange muine mabiko, uyezve mutungamiri webato renyu reMDC Alliance vaNelson Chamisa pamwezve nemutungamiri wenyika yeZimbabwe vaEmmerson Mnangagwa vese vakadaidzwa kumabiko aya. Imi zvinorevei kwamuri sevanhu vanova vebato rinopikisa? Tinonzwapo vamavaza vanga vari kutaura ivo kuti ukama hwava Mnangagwa navaChamisa hauna kuipa sezviri kutaurwa nevamwe.
Ndingada kutenderana navo vamavaza, ndoda kuti pokanei navo zvekare zvishoma pakuti hongu ukama hwekuti tiri venyika imwe, tiri maZimbabweans, ihwohwo hauna kushanduka. Ukama huchakasimba, ukama hwavari kuchengetedza chinova chinhu chinokurudzirwa. Asi ukama maringe nezvekufambiswa kwakanaka kwenyika, ipapo ndo pasina. So ndo chinenge chiri chishuwo chedu kuti ukama huripo kuti kuonana kwavanenge vachiita sezvizvarwa zveZimbabwe hunge hunodaukirawo zvekare huchienda kuukama kana tapinda munyaya dzematongerwo enyika. Nekuti hazvina zvazvinoreva kuti tinge chiti tinowirirana pakunzwanana kuti tese tiri maZimbabweans, asi kana toti nyika ngaifambiswe zvakadai, mumwe yatova mhando. Ndodzoka panhau yekuZambia, zviri kuitika kuZambia. Mucherechedzo wakanaka watiri kuwana nechidzidzo chatiri kudzidza kubva kuZambia. Muchaona kuti savanhu inenge iri tsika yakanaka kuti muvakidzani wedu kana shamwari yedu painenge yaita chinhu chakanaka tinge tichiwanika tichiikorokotedza uye tichikutana nayo tichinonopembera pamwe chete. So takatarisa kuZambia tiri kuona kuti kuri kuzvarwa yatingati muitiro wepolitics munyowani wekuti hatisisina vaya vatinoti machindarume vanozviti ndivo voga vanokwanisa kutonga, asi takuona kubarwa kutsva kwema-institutions, kuti ma-institutions of authority of governance vakaita samapurisa, masoja, matare edzimhosva nezvimwewo zvinovandudza kutongwa kwenyika, kana zvakazvimirira zvichikwanisa kuzviitira madecisions azvo, chinenge chiri chinhu chakanaka. Ndo zvatiri kuona, ndo zvatiri kunonyanya kucelebratera kuZambia, kuti aiwa makaita chinhu chakanaka, makaita makundano enyu, mukaenda pamberi pavanhu, mukavapa mukana, vanhu vakasarudza wavanoda, ma-institutions enyu akazvitendera izvozvo, neuyewo futi akakundwa ndobva abvumawo zveshuwa kuti aiwa sarudzo idzi ndaita sei, ndakundikana, ndichatrayawo next time zvekare. Chinova chinhu chakanaka ende ndo zvinotifadza izvozvo.
Chris.
Yes, marvelous. Let me get back to Mr. Vusumuzi Smanda. Mr. Smanda, ukhulumile lapho kubana wonke umuntu ukhanya unxusiwe. Kodwa ke ungasitshela ukuthi indaba ye-COVID-19 bayibona njani khona ngapha?
Yeah, so yeah, indaba ye-COVID, yeah, of course ilokhu iqhubeka ithwalisa abantu nzima. Kodwa ke kusasa kuthiwe nxa kusayenza umkhosi wokugcotshwa kukaMnumzana iChilema, so kuza kuba kulabantu abanye bavele banxusiwe baphiwe izincwadi kumbe amakhadi ukuthi bangene njengabantu abaqhakathekileyo kumbe abahloniphekayo. Kube sokusiba khona njalo abanye uZulu nje uzahamba wonke oyenelisileyo ukuyofika e-stadium uyabe khululekile ukuthi angene kodwa ngenxa yokuthi sona istadium nxa kungela covid sithwala abantu abangu 60,000 kodwa khathesi ngenxa yokuthi kule covid ukuthi ukhangelele ukuthi inamba iza kwehla kancane ngoba kuyaba kumele abantu nxa behlezi lapha estadium bangani baya behlale bengani bachiyene nge1 meter njalo kukhuthazwe ukuthi wonke umuntu oza kuya estadium kusasa kumele ahambe egqoka imask kungabi lo muntu ophonga ukuya mebhebo phetha nje lo into ongacaciyo wonke umuntu kumele abe le mask njalo bakhuthaza ukuthi bathwale ama hand sanitizer njalo sizwe ukuthi khona estadium kufakwe indawo ezimbalwa ezokuthi abantu bageze izandla besebenzisa amanzi alesepha so mbona yiyo nje imizamo esizwa kuthwana iyenziwe amfikanga khona kodwa sizwe kuthiwa yikho kulungisiwe
manje nxa besithi wonke umuntu unxusiwe kuthi ukuthi wonke umuntu uyenelisa yini ukufika kumbe uyaqala ubhalise ibizo lakho
ya khona kunzima ngoba istadium leso njengoba ngitshilo nje ukuthi inkundla ye-Heroes Stadium nxa kungela covid ithwala abantu abafika 60,000 kodwa khathesi ngenxa yokuthi kule covid kuthi ukuthi abantu kumele bahlale bengani bachiyene okuthi ukuthi ayingeke ithwala abantu abangadluli even 30,000 kodwa ke ngoba kuqale kwaphuma umbiko othi hayi wonke umuntu ukhululekile ukuya khona enkundleni ye-Heroes Stadium wasokutshintshwa kwathiwa hayi sokuzangenwa ngamakhadi wabe sebuya umnumzana Hichilema umongameli osanda kukhethwa wathi ngitsho yena akatshintshanga lutho wonke umuntu okhululekileyo ekabuye enkundleni azophatheka emkhosini wokugcotshwa kwakhe so asikwazi sizabona kusasa kuzahamba njani kodwa ngizwe ngani bona nje abebandla lakhe lamanye nje amaqembu aphathekileyo ekulungiseleleni lokho mbona sebeyenza imizamo yokuthi bakhethe abantu abalutshwani abazahamba babedinga nje abantu abasuka endaweni ezijiyeneyo zelizwe babekhetha kulamabhasi esizwa kuthwana amanye asendleleni amanye asefikile kodwa ke ukuthi babekhuthaza abantu ukuthi indawo ngendawo isigaba ngesigaba uhambe nje abalutshwani abakhethiweyo ukwenza ukuthi nxa befika lapho kungabi lokuxokozela okukhulu ngoba istadium nxa sigcwele sibili kumele sithwala abantu abangu 60,000 lokho kwenzakala nxa kungela covid kade singendaba ye covid uthi akungeke kuvuma ukuthi abantu even bafike 30,000 so sizabona ukuthi kuzahamba njani kusasa kodwa bathembisile ukuthi konke kuzakwenzakala bazazama ukuthi baqinise ukuthi abantu bangaminyani njalo abantu bangaphongwenza izinto ezingenza zicine zimemethekisa igcikwane le-covid
yena umnumzana Edgar Lungu obengumongameli unxusiwe yini uzabe khona
no unxusiwe hayi ukhona la ku program sibili la libizwa lakhe silibonile ngoba kuthi angithi iprogram vele eyakusasa uhlelo lwakusasa okunye okuqhakathekileyo kuzakwenzakala ukuthi yena umnumzana Lungu aqhubele umnumzana Hichilema izikhali zombuso kukhona angikwazi ukuthi kuyinoko into kokhana nje bathi ngama instruments of power sijala ukubona nje beqhubelana kodwa sikaze sibe kwazi ukuthi kulani phakathi so laye kukhangelele ukuthi kusasa uzabuya aqhubele umnumzana Hichilema okuthi ukuthi yikho kuyaba kuzatshengisa ukuthi nxa esemqhubele yena umnumzana Hichilema nguyose ngomongameli umnumzana Lungu kusukela kusasa bengaqhubelana sithi ngowake waba ngumongameli.
Okay, thank you so much. Marvelous. I asked him there about whether Mr. Lungu, the former, I don't know whether to call him former is yet.
The outgoing.
Yeah, that's
yeah, interesting. I was also thinking about that because I saw on social media that he had posted a very nice post about his leaving on his Facebook page. So it would be interesting to see how it works out tomorrow. But maybe let's go back to Dr. Mavaza. I'm not sure how much time we have, Chris. But
10 minutes. We still have.
So Dr. Mavaza murukunzwa zvekutaurwa izvo panyaya yezviri kuitika muZambia pari zvino vazhinji vakatarisa kuti ivo valungu vachazvifambisa sei mangwana apo vachange vari kutura masimba vachivapa kuna vaHichilema.
Chinhu chekupa kana kugovera masimba kune mumwe munhu kana kuturira masimba kune mumwe munhu zvagara zvinoitika. Valungu vanofanirwa kunge varipo nekuti vahachilema havasi kubvuta masimba, vari kuita ekupiwa mutambidzanwa, saka vanenge vachitambidzwa tsvimbo yekutonga navahachilema. Iyi nyaya navalungu vanenge vachitambidza vahachilema. Nyaya yekugadzwa kwemadzimambo inyaya nembiri yabvira kare ichingoitwa nyika dzakasiyana-siyana, kana kumachechi kana kupi. Vanenge vari kupinda mukati mekutonga vanopiwa simba nevanga varimo. Saka kuvapo kwavo kunoratidza yatingati kukura muvanhu kana maturity in politics dzedu dzemuAfrica, kuti kana pane vanenge vakurirwa vanokwanisa kupa masimba vasina kurwisana, vasina kurambidzana, vasina kumhanyidzana kuenda kumatare edzimhosva vachingobvunzana kuti taita sei, takundwa kana kuti takunda. Saka valungu tinofanira kuvapa ruremekedzo rukuru rwekubvuma kuti maelections afamba mafambiro aita, nekubvuma kuti ndinenge ndiripo ndichizotura matomu emasimba kuisa maoko ehurumende ichatanga kubva mangwana zvichikwira. Saka chinhu chakanaka, chinhu chinotarisika, uyezve chinoyemurwa nekukudzwa mabatiro avalungu.
Dr. Mavaza, maybe before I let you go, what's your take on the handover process of power in Zambia? That Mr. Lungu tomorrow will actually hand over power to Mr. Hachilema in front of the whole world. What does that say for democracy, especially for Southern Africa?
Okay, it actually shows a number of things. You should realize that when Dr. Kenneth Kaunda was defeated in elections, he handed over power just the way to Chiluba, just the way Lungu will do tomorrow. So is President Banda, and so is President Mwanawasa. So except Mwanawasa had died earlier on, but before that, the other two presidents, they handed over power. So it's not the first time that this happens. The only excitement which Zambians have about this man coming into power is, you should realize, HH had tried 5 times, which means you have to multiply that by 4. That's about 20 years trying to be president. So the excitement is very high because they tried so hard to be where he is, number one. And number two, the event happening tomorrow, it's not very new to Zambians. They are used to it. But they just hated their former president, Lungu, to an extent that they are so excited to see him go. So that's why there is such an excitement. But otherwise, the event itself, there is nothing new in Zambia because that has happened before, and that there was never a problem in handing over power to whoever is won through the lawful elections.
Thank you very much. There we're hearing from Dr. Masimba Mavaza. Vari kutaura nesuwo vari kuBritain, Paris zvino, vanova ivo nhengo yeZANU-PF uyezve vachitaura vakamirira hurumende. Chris, I think you're muted.
Yes, sorry. Let's bring back Mr. Siampondo. Mr. Siampondo, you heard what Mr. Mavaza is saying regarding the handover of power. I'm not sure if the late former President Robert Mugabe was officially invited, or what happened. Maybe you could refresh our memories and tell us what you think about the whole thing.
Thank you very much. The former president, he was violently ousted, as we all know, and he was kicked out following a military coup, and he didn't get the chance to be invited. And so this, as I said, it's a dawn of a new politics, a new era in sub-Saharan Africa. And this is a lesson to everyone, whether we like it or not, but this is a good gesture. This is an event that everyone can learn. We are yet to witness that in our country. 2008, Morgan Tsvangirai won the elections. And we know what happened. We know the deaths that followed. And 2017, we witnessed a coup. So that means the transfer of power in Zimbabwe, we are still miles away. in getting ourselves sorted in that lane. And the lessons that we are going to draw from Zambia, these are good lessons for everyone. Let it be a culture, even within sub-Saharan Africa, that whoever wins, as Dr. Mabaza correctly put it, let there not be contestations, especially in terms of handing over power. So if someone genuinely won the election, hand over power, then you prepare yourself again, no matter how long it is going to take you to get back to power again. Just work on your policies and the promises that you give to the people. Then I think that one could set us on a very good trajectory as a region and as a continent as well.
Thank you so much. Dr. Mabaza, what's your response? I saw you shaking your head there.
Yes, Mr. Siampondo had forgotten to say there was no violent coup in Zimbabwe. It was simply intervention by the military, which is not called a coup. Number two, the former president, Comrade Robert Mugabe, was invited, and if you remember, he then sent his daughter Bona to attend. And in his letter, he actually said, "I wish you well. I am not feeling well, and my wife is not well. That's why I could not come." So that is what is an official message which came on the inauguration. So the president, the former president Mugabe, was invited, and unfortunately, he wasn't feeling well by then. Yes, he might have harbored his own bitterness. Yes, what had happened was not fair on him, and we do appreciate that. But the fact is, he was invited, and he sent his daughter for the inauguration. So yes, there is nothing completely new in the ending of power in sub-Saharan Africa, as Mr. Siampondo would say. And furthermore, we should realize that in South Africa, there are so many presidents handing over power to other presidents. So from Mandela to Ramaphosa, we can count three presidents in that period. So in other words, this is possible. It will happen again tomorrow in Zambia. It has happened before in Zambia. Chiluba was given power by his bitter rival, Kenneth Kaunda, and we appreciated that. In Malawi, the current president was handed over power peacefully without a problem, and before then, Kamuzu Banda handed over power before he left Malawi. So it was not like it's the first thing happening. It's not like it's a miracle from heaven. We've seen this. The only reason this is not happening in Zimbabwe is because Zimbabweans are content with ZANU-PF. They are content with the government of ZANU-PF, and they are voting ZANU-PF every turn of the election. And therefore, we look up to this, and we are hoping and praying that in 2023 they vote resoundingly again for ZANU-PF, so that we don't have to waste much time in handing over power. We just hand over power to ourselves, because the power will be given to us by the people.
Thank you so much. I see Mr. Siampondo is very eager to respond. But let me get back to Mr. Sibanda for him to wrap up, so that we let him go, because we are almost approaching the end of the show. So, Mr. Sibanda, can you just give us your final word on the organization of this inauguration? We know in Zimbabwe we have stopped gatherings, public gatherings. What can we draw from the preparations? What lesson can we draw from there?
Yeah, thank you so much, Chris. Yeah, so, well, I think in general, even in Zambia at the moment, there are actually measures that are in place preventing public gatherings. But I think for the inauguration, they have had to reach a compromise just to maybe say this is an exceptional situation. So we are also keen and looking forward to seeing how the outgoing and incoming administration will work closely together to ensure that the COVID-19 protocols are not breached tomorrow, as people are celebrating the inauguration of Mr. Hichilema. But of course, we have seen, we have had messages from different leaders encouraging people who intend to attend the inauguration tomorrow to follow all the measures that have been put in place, so that when they are at the venue, there has to be social distancing, there has to be no reckless hugging, shaking of hands, and other such things. So we just look forward to the event taking place, and we hope that everything is going to be done to ensure that it does not become a super spreader of the COVID-19.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vusumuzi Sifile Sibanda. Thank you for joining us. Let's meet again soon.
Thanks a lot, Brian.
Thank you. Yes, that was, of course, Mr. Vusumuzi Sifile Sibanda. Yes, he is now, we have let him free because we are now running out of time. Marvelous. I see we had Mr. Siampondo shaking his head while Mr. Mavaza was talking. So maybe he's still itching to go for his turn.
Yes, maybe if you can just give us your view on what Dr. Mavaza said before we wrap up.
Yeah, Dr. Mavaza is mixing truth and falsehoods in as far as the transmission and handing off of power is concerned in sub-Saharan Africa. It's still a problem. Yes, we are having Zambia doing it well, but if you look at Malawi it needed the strong institutions of Malawi to say, hey, no, this we can't. But look at what SADC had done. They had already validated the results of a shameful election that happened in Malawi, only for their institutions to come and invalidate them and say, you know what, this is nonsense. You go back and hold the elections again. And talking of South Africa, so he should also know that the change of power within South Africa was not interpart, it was intrapart. So there's a difference when we are talking of a change of power between different parties and within the party. So I think that's where I need to kindly point out to him. He might have an oversight of that. But I agree with him on the note that we are making baby steps. That's fine. And let's also grow on that. Let's cultivate on that. And the aspect of Zimbabweans voting ZANU-PF, well, that can be a topic for another day, but we have seen, we have noted, and we all know that Zimbabweans have spoken quite openly about their desires on who they want to be led by. If you look, I gave you an example for 2008. We had to go to a runoff, and which came out to be very violent and very bloody. So all that was because there were people who were not prepared at that particular and material time to hand over power. But
Thank you.
It's a process. We are learning. Zambia is giving us some lessons. Let's grab them. Let's learn. Let's move ahead. Just as he said in the beginning of his discussion, Emerson Mnangagwa and Nelson Chamisa, they don't see themselves as enemies. So it's easier for us as Zimbabweans to be led by anyone else, as long as we had given our voice that we want this person. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. You have yourself a good day. Yes, Dr. Mavaza, your closing remarks?
Thank you so much. Yes, we need to understand that, yes, in terms of politics, there is no personal hatred between political leaders. What simply comes to clash or contradiction is political values and political policies. But however, Zimbabwe has never had a chance to hand over power because its people are content with where the power is at the moment. That's what I've been saying, and that's what I will continue saying. So I would say the other countries must learn from ZANU-PF how to keep on winning, how to win elections. ZANU-PF has won elections several times, and we want to thank the people of Zimbabwe for that. And I would want to say in conclusion, while we look up to Zambia and say thank you, Zambians, and thank you, President Lungu, for accepting defeat, and would want the opposition MDC Chamisa to learn a lesson that when he loses, he must not rush to make noise. He must accept defeat and back off and campaign again instead of just going making noise and soiling the good name of the country and the wonderful name of the party ZANU-PF. And in conclusion, yes, tomorrow we are going to see the history where opposition party leaders and their presidents together welcoming a new government in our southern part of Africa.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mavaza. Marvelous, we have come to the end of the show. Unfortunately, we will continue the discussion some other time. Yes, we had there Mr. David Siampondo of the MDC Alliance, and we also had Dr. Mavaza of ZANU-PF. We also had Mr. Vusumuzi Sifile Sibanda. He's a journalist, and also Mr. Ostalos Gift Siziba of the MDC. Thank you so much. Until we meet again, thank you. Marvelous.
I'm Marvelous Nhlanganya. We are just saying thank you to all those that managed to join us, our guests, and also our followers. Please remember to share and to like and to continue commenting. Let's meet again tomorrow on Let's Talk. That's Kurukurei. I'm Marvelous Nhlanganya here in Washington.
Good night, Zimbabwe.